Yeah, so I was here about how they made another assassination attempt on Donald Trump, and I was explaining that the first assassination attempt on Donald Trump, it was coming from Riverdale, Illinois, and Riverdale, Illinois is 2 minutes away from Chicago. Really, it's like this 2 minutes from Chicago. And like I was saying, the first assassination attempt was um, um, Riverdale, Illinois, this town, um, 2 minutes away from Chicago. You know, it's a suburbs, 2 minutes away from Chicago, and they were instigated. How they had um, um, stole Barack office. They stole the Obama office, and they was instigating when they had stole it, and he were coming back to Riverdale to uh, work for the train. He was coming back to do work for the train. They didn't give it back to him. They gave it to the Kardashians, Kim Kardashian. They were working on the train. And when they gave it back to the Kim Kardashian now, they ran with the White House, they ran with the Obama office, and they mixed up all of the White House. They mixed up all the business in the White House, and I was explaining how celebrities and rappers and athletes, how they get how their managing team really don't buy them anything. They really only rent stuff from them, and that's what happened with the White House. The White House had got their money mixed up with these celebrities, and it was mixed up so deep where it's the same thing that we going through right now today. How they're fighting over Social Security and Section 8 and who got who so Section 8 what, but it's in my lawsuit. And it had got so worse at that time that they couldn't even find it when the White when Barack Obama came back to he went to go start COVID-19, and then when he came back to Riverdale, when he came back here, Kim Kardashian and ran, and they mixed the White House they mixed the White House um um they mixed you know how they was just doing an interview with Cash Patel and um Jeannie, Judge Jeannie, I think, and just they were just doing this about the assassination. They were saying how it there wasn't how they were saying that the assassination on him, that he had took out some of his team. This came from Riverdale. This came from Riverdale. This is how everything happened. He had took his team out, and when Cash Patel, when after the first two people was speaking, Casper Toll came and he started saying that everyone is here. You can see that the cabinet is here, and he was trying to address that all of those people were there. You don't have to worry, because I was calling the FBI about my case, about my lawsuit. I was calling them, and they was hanging up on me because I was the strongest gene to COVID-19. They started hanging up on me, and next thing you know, they rigged an assassination attempt on Donald Trump, and that was fake. It was about that. Oh, Maine is in the White House. He calling us, and somebody's talking, somebody telling the story. And now the first one, now when the first attempt had happened, when the first attempt had happened, I had contact. I was on Twitter, and I had sent a message. It wasn't nobody to call. It wasn't nobody to contact because the police in Riverdale, they was closing down all of the 911 lines and all the lines, and they was telling everybody do not help him because we won. We won. We the strongest, Gene. They was just making stuff up. When COVID-19 happened and social distance happened, y'all the ones that didn't want Barack Obama to win, and y'all didn't want COVID-19 to happen, and they was just mad because I benefited. And I sent the message on Twitter. There was nowhere else to relate any message. I sent the message on Twitter, and Elon Musk was on there, but it was Forbes. He was sitting with some people. He was sitting with some people on, but it was Forbes. I sent it to, and like I said, the next thing you know, Donald Trump gets shot in the head. You know what I'm saying? I was like, I already know it's Riverdale. You know what I'm saying? I already know that's them instigating all this stuff so it can happen. So so now you got like I said, the paybook that they were arguing about. Whereas when the incident happened with COVID-19 and social distancing, Kim Kardashian them mixed everything up where they mixed it up with the celebrities, with the athletes, with the rappers, and with the White House so bad that you couldn't even tell the difference. Who's really renting, who's really written, or who's really paying for stuff. And this got everything to do with Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth murder. You know, the Queen Elizabeth and George H.W. Bush. All this stuff, they kept me here because Riverdale, Illinois, Barack Obama, this is the thing. This is the big thing. I was rapping in the one Chirac. I stopped rapping, and Barack Obama used the term Chirac to capture Osama bin Laden. And when he used that term, he had to get back because they were going to set him up because Osama bin Laden was in America. He was the world leader. Osama bin Laden was the world leader. He was sending American soldiers to Iraq to fight wars, but they were getting set up by Osama bin Laden. And they were, and the people in the White House, Bill Clinton, they was, you know what I'm saying? These names, George Bush, you know, they were setting them up. They was setting them up, and they were setting American soldiers up to go fight a war to look for Osama bin Laden, but knowing that Osama bin Laden is captured, but he our friend, and once you go to Iraq to go look for him, we finna kill y'all. And then we finna just make ourselves stronger. So when Obama had hid behind me, you know, he this in my lawsuit. All this stuff is in my lawsuit. When he had hid behind me in the one Chirac, this rap thing in Chicago, when he had hid, he let Kim Kardashian them use his office. And when they used his office, when they had used his office, he they had used his office, and this he had to get back behind me. He didn't go back, and he knew where his office was at, but he didn't go back in it. Kim Kardashian, they were in his office the whole time, but he made his office with me, and that's what I was saying about my lawsuit, what I filed it under. So, they were preparing for the incident, but it wasn't the incident the way they were preparing it for. They were preparing for everybody, everything that he was seeing going on in his office. He was getting ready to prepare for it to take action towards it. But he got set up by the people in his town because when they found out he was using them to get where he wanted with COVID-19, they set him up. and then now you have the assassination attempt with them Trump. They started that. Riverdale, Illinois. I called the White House when Barack Obama came back here to finish his job because after Kim Kardashian them set him up and messed up everything. And remember, Kobe, this got everything to do with with the whole incident. It's in my lawsuit, like I said. And after he was able to come back and close down the Social Security Board, and he came back and um he came back with LeBron James. All these celebrities. He came back with them, and not only LeBron James, it was a whole bunch of black celebrities. They was really all black. You know what I'm saying? And they came here and they was um attacking me because they the ones that set Barack Obama up first, but they was trying to be friends with him. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we don't want to really fight with you because you're the president. You don't know what would have happened to us. People will look at us like, nah, y'all just basketball players. And then they came here and they won the war. They hired Amir Zelensky. They always used to watch me on my phone. And I seen Amir Zelensky had a whole bunch of soldiers preparing, saying they were going to fight a war, but they wasn't. I was seeing that. Saying they just testing guns, testing military equipment, and spending money. And the only people that was really down was Amir Zelensky. So they was like, let's hire Amir Zelensky to work for us, and we're gonna use him to search out everybody to show us what we can find. How the movie 300, where the dude couldn't fight in the Spartan war. He couldn't fight in fight in his war because he said no, you're not built to fight. And they said they used Amir Zelensky like Xerxes did, and the first one, when he said, I'll let you fight in my war. And this is the same thing that LeBron James knew. It's not really about Barack Obama. Yeah, I went, but it's really LeBron James knew. They the ones that broke in the White House. So they told Zelensky, like, show me how we can sneak behind them, how we can sneak behind the Russians. How we can sneak behind them. And they hired Zelensky. He from this area. I know them real well, and I can show you how to sneak behind them. And they killed all of them with one bomb. See what I'm saying? And then after that, LeBron James said, no more social distancing. You know what I'm saying? No more social distancing. We can play basketball again. See what I'm saying? Take everything down. They started going in and out through Chicago. They started going in and out through Chicago, distributing deals, building a line back up, building everything back up. Killed who was telling them that y'all messed up the White House, everything closed down, and started telling them that they have to started telling them, what I'm saying, they was really the people that they was intimidated of. They was out of the Zelensky bombed the whole branch, and LeBron James, the celebrities and all them, they took everything back. You know what I'm saying? And now they just worry about sneaking back into the White House. So, so in that time, I had contacted the White House telling them before all this happened. I was telling them that, man, they're in Riverdale, they're back here. They had met back up with Barack Obama because they was mad that he had murdered Osama bin Laden. He captured Osama bin Laden. Osama bin Laden was the one who was paying for everything for them. He was the one. Osama bin Laden was the real leader. Every time America went to war, Osama bin Laden sent them to war. And when they said they was going after Osama bin Laden knew he was coming after me, and I'm finna kill you. See what I'm saying? And he sent more troops back. And he sent more troops back to America. See what I'm saying? And that's why they was mad, because he was captured. And they didn't have no other extremist group. And so I had contacted the White House saying that Barack Obama had hid behind me through his whole term. And Kim Kardashian and them, they were he had hid behind me, and they were using the White House. Kim Kardashian and them was using the Obama office, and this is how he was able to get what he wanted. Because he was black. He wasn't gonna be able to get anything what he wanted because he was black. That's how he felt. And he wished that he didn't feel like that. You see what I'm saying? He wished he didn't take it out like that or whatever. So now that they showed him everything that he needed, LeBron James, he was mad because they knew that they was the ones that messed up the incident, and they was really preparing for it. And the incident really happened, but it didn't go the way they wanted to go. They met back here. They met back here with Obama, and they were trying to fight Obama for telling them what to do. Like, you told us to do all this, and you ain't even have it right. So they was trying to fight him, but they didn't want to fight him because, like I said, he was the president. So the police and the city police was scared because, like, we the ones that really messed Obama up too. So they was scared. So they was like, well, let's take everything out on Maine. Let's instigate Maine. He the strongest gene, and let's start from there. Let's sneak back in the White House with the story about COVID-19. Let's start talking about we can fix COVID-19 and stuff like that. And then they still had these Chicago rappers who was coming back and still had equipment from the industry. So LeBron was like, no, they took a deal. They was like, but the police, they was like, all right, you know what I'm saying? As long as we stay trying to make everything main fault, then everybody everybody get what they want. You know what I'm saying? Everybody. So and like they did, they even hired the Pope, and the Pope was in the incident. Pope Francis. They had to give Barack Obama needed these things. Barack Obama wanted these things when he had Barack Obama had needed these things when he was spying. When he was spying on the Kardashians doing everything. So the police they knew that they were the ones that when COVID-19 happened, they knew that they was the ones that needed to be flushed out the system with all the voodoo and magic that they're doing. And the police knew that COVID-19 was something that, you know what I'm saying, to get them out of the system. And the police had got mad. You know, they got mad that they got mad. I'm talking about the police of Chicago, you know, in the state of Illinois, and they were mad that it wasn't really the celebrity's fault, and it wasn't it wasn't the celebrity's fault. You know what I'm saying? This is what the police was mad about. The police looked at it like it's not really the celebrity's fault, and it's not really the president. You know, it's really not his fault. It's really our fault because we the ones who set him up. We the ones who, you know what I'm saying? We the ones that when Kardashian and them messed up, we let them do it. You see what I'm saying? We the ones that wasn't trying to let COVID-19 overpower us. You see what I'm saying? We the ones that did it. So during that time, when I had contacted to tell them that all of this is happening on a train, all of this stuff is happening about oil and what they owe. Dorse, I contacted the White House, and this is about Donald Trump's assassination attempt. Um, and Donald Trump was on the train. He was still on the train. And I'm talking about Chicago. You know what I'm saying? And Riverdale. You know, and like I said, the Pope. They hired the Pope. He from the and Barack Obama needed all this stuff. He needed all this stuff. You know what I'm saying? He needed all this stuff when he was the president. When he was spending on the Kardashians, he needed all of this stuff. To set, and now they're giving it to him to set up COVID-19. The originated to COVID-19. They're like, well, when you won for office, you really won everything. And we see your eyes. We giving you everything your eyes was on. And when you know that you wanted to elect a pope. So they gave him the pope out of the same place that all of the incident is happening in. They gave him the pope right down the street. The pope came from right down the street. And they don't want to give him my lawsuit. No, they don't want to give him my lawsuit about this. All this stuff befell on me. You know what I'm saying? All this stuff befell on me. And I contacted the White House. You know, this is about his assassination. I contacted the White House, and they came back. This was before this is before the assassination, any assassination attempt, and this was when Biden was in office. It was Trump first, but Trump wasn't in office. It was Biden. And when I contacted the White House, they came back, and the tactical team was Dorse. That's what they I didn't call him Dorse. I relayed the message and said no one is worried about their Dorse, which means they're back. And the White House came because I had sent them a message telling them, you know, what was going on. And they arrested Barack Obama, and they robbed him. From what I heard, they arrested him, they robbed him, and they robbed him. And Trump got away out of Barack Obama custody. And it was a whole bunch of stuff that was happening. So this was the Hamas war. What I'm talking about when Dorsey came, this had ignited the Hamas war. So they came back after I sent them a message. This was when the incident. This was when they was in Walmart. They was taking stuff. You know, they was hiding. They was stealing money. They was trying to get up money, save money, take money, and they came. The White House came, and I started hearing that they from what I heard that Biden was scared. Biden didn't know that Biden got captured. They captured Biden. He said that I didn't know that I was working here. He said so he didn't know that he was working for the train when he was captured. And I contacted him again, and they set him up. This is when they was prepared for him. They wasn't prepared for him the first time they came. And when I had contacted them again, they had set him up, and they broke into the White House. the celebrities broke into the White House. I seen the woman Alexandria. This is when Emma Rose, Emma Rose gave a speech talking about baby oil. That speech that they famed. This is when they broke in the White House, and all of this. I was saying that all of this happened, and they didn't want me to leave because I was a strong in COVID-19. They was making up all these excuses why I couldn't leave. So like when I had contacted them, what had initially had what was initially had made me know that was fully aware that they had came. Um, Everybody ran the Hamas war. Everybody ran, and I seen the Hamas war. They said everybody had ran from the train. They started saying that you don't know what you did. They start hearing that the parties they stopped partying like they was partying. Um, um, when I overheard them, they was talking about it. They was talking about they stopped them. They had made a roadblock. I was hearing rumors that when they was on the train, they had made a roadblock and they had stopped them. And um, but this is all about. This is everything that happened. Like so now, um, but it was Copa. I was contacting Copa. And they was the ones that was breaking in the White House. This was an agency that I was contacting. Like I said, it was nobody that I can contact. They didn't want to help because these was the police that set up Barack Obama. Um, Copa had Copa ran, and they was talking about how Copa um don't have Copa officers died, how they died being set up out here. They was framing people, and so I contacted ICE. I'm the one. They was saying who opened ICE. I was sending them emails. I was trying to get a lawyer. I was trying to get a lawyer. You know what I'm saying? They won't give me a lawyer. So, and every time I call the FBI, they hang up on my face. You know what I'm saying? They hang up on my face. And because why? Because the police, they know that they wanted to say that they was the strongest shit in COVID-19, and they know that they started the incident. So I was contacting ICE and telling them, and they were saying that when ICE came to Chicago, they were saying how y'all get here, who brought y'all. They opened up my emails. They went the same thing, they went in my emails and they did the stuff. You know what I'm saying? Obama did the stuff for him. And ICE came. And Bovino was at the same courthouse I'm at. You know what I'm saying? And I contacted I was reaching out. I contacted Israel. I contacted um I made a lot of contacts and still no one wanted to help. Still no one wanted to help. And I won my lawsuit regardless if anybody don't want to help, and it's because that Barack Obama, in the end, Barack Obama he didn't want these celebrities. He didn't want them to be mad at him. And these police officers, they're trying to be so tricky. They're trying to be so tricky that they didn't want they didn't want me to leave, because now they're responsible for ruining people's lives. You know what I'm saying? It's not even about COVID-19. It's about why I took office. It's about why I took office and why I let you use my office. And you showed me why I let you use my office. You see what I'm saying? And I won my lawsuit, and I'm only reporting this because I'm the person that all of this stuff is coming from, and they're trying to keep it a secret.